Hi there, this is Rodney from Coins, Currency, and Collectibles in Toccoa, Georgia. I am currently doing this video in my home because all the coins and all the silver rounds of this collection we do not have in the store. We have some of them, but not all of them, but I have all of them here in my home. So rather than taking my silver rounds to the store and doing a video there, I'm just going to do this from my home. I have all the varieties that they make of this, well, most of the varieties they make for this particular silver round. And today I'm going to focus on the Engelhard Silver Prospector rounds. This is a classic set. I have a lot of information to give you, so you might want to take notes or just rewatch the video. But before I do, I just want to thank you all for tuning in on the last video that we made. There's a lot of milestones in that last video that caught me off surprise. If you haven't seen it, go watch the last video that we did called Look What We Bought This Morning, this huge silver collection. We've actually reached 10,000 views, which is like just amazing. Like I never expected that to happen, but 10,000 views on that video. We also reached our 1,000 subscriber in that video and our 999. I was chuckling watching the comments on that video. I read all the comments. People saying, oh man, I was the 999 subscriber and want to get that 1,000 milestone. So we reached our 1,000 subscriber, which totally, like I said, took us all by surprise, but we enjoyed that video and we just want to really thank you all for turning in. We're not the smartest people in the world. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I just want to help the community and get the word out. And I just really want to thank you all for commenting, viewing the video. We're just so excited about it. And it's good to see that the collecting community is alive and well and with the silver. And today is going to be, I believe, no different. I put a lot of research in this. I have a lot of understanding about this particular silver coin. I've collected it for years. I'm going to give you pricing. I'm going to give you mintage, proof mintages, the varieties within a year. So there's a lot of information in this video on Engelhard's Silver Prospector rounds. And Engelhard is just a key brand name silver precious metal dealer or production. They are no longer in existence. They are done now, but nevertheless, their name carries on. I think they were formulated in 1902, I believe, so they no longer exist. But anyway, they have brand name recognition. When you have Engelhard out there, people know what Engelhard is worldwide. It's that premium of a silver round. And you may not know anything about this, but I guarantee you, if you watch this video to the end, you'll learn a lot about it. You'll know a lot about it, and it will save you the research because I've been done there. I've done it already, and I wanted to pass this information off to you. To give you a little story on how Engelhard is so well known is there was, I read an article in a magazine about a jewelry maker at a jewelry store in New York. He only makes silver jewelry out of Engelhard silver, and he would buy 100-ounce bricks of Engelhard silver, chop it up, and melt what he needed to make his jewelry out of Engelhard silver. That's how much he trusted Engelhard silver. And it was very common to go into his store and see chopped up blocks of 100-ounce bars of Engelhard silver. That's how much people like Engelhard and how much it's well recognized. It's a premium silver round premium silver bars, and that's why they cost more than your typical common generic rounds, things of that nature. So that's just a little background on Engelhard, like I said, and I just want to thank you all for tuning in. But let me go and take you through the Engelhard silver rounds, the complete collection what I have, or at least most of it. I don't have the proofs, of course, but let's go through it year by year, and then let's see what you think about this video. So let me turn this camera on and let's go at it. Okay, here is my personal collection of Engelhard silver rounds. These I just put in capsules right there. This is a whole tube of 20. I have them in capsules right here. And others I kept in tubes, which the capsules won't fit in the tubes if you have capsules. I have them in tubes. Here goes some more. These are the fractionals. I'll go into that as we get to that year of 1985. And I'm going to give you lots of information. There goes extra fractionals in those flips right there. We have a 1/10 ounce, 1/4 ounce, and 1/2 ounce. I have multiples of each one. There goes the Engelhard tubes right there I want to show you. They do not longer make this stuff. They don't make the rounds anymore. They don't make the fractionals anymore. They don't make the plastic tubes anymore. And all this is very collectible amongst collectors. I'll get to that in a minute. So basically the Engelhard Silver Rounds here, before there was the Silver Eagle, before there was the Kangaroos, the Maple Leafs, before any other silver round, this is one of the first 1 ounce silver rounds that was made publicly on a big scale to be distributed to the people. There were odd rounds here and there, but not on a grand scale like the Engelhard Silver Rounds. So when you talk about vintage 1 ounce silver rounds, this is what we're talking about, the Engelhard variety, the Engelhard brand. They've been out since 1982 is what this series is. This series of Engelhard Silver Rounds goes from 1982 to 1988. The 88 variety was only made, they only made 100 of them, and that was from the Summit Bank Corporations. They only made 100 of them to promote the expansion of the corporation. It wasn't made for the general public. What was made from the general public is years from 1982 through 1987. Like I said, they did make an 88, but they only made 100 of them, and it wasn't made for a grand scale. So I'm going to go through all the years here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about each year. And so let's get to it. As we go in right here, this is the 1982 variety right here. I will pick this up. This is the first year of the Engelhard Silver Round right here. This is the 1982. Now, the mintage on the 82 and through 87 was 75,000. So all the ones I'm going to show you have a mintage of 75,000. And I'll comment on the mintages a little bit later on in this video. But here goes the 82. And here goes the back with the big E. E for Engelhard, of course. And it's 1 troy ounce right there. Like I said, this is the first year of the Engelhard Silver Round Silver Prospector. So that is a very nice round right there. And 1 troy ounce of silver. So that is the first year right here. See how pretty that is? They do not make these anymore. So if I advise you, I would pick them up when you can. It has great liquidity. People know about it, and that's what you want when it's time to sell. You can just see how beautiful these are. Now, the next year is the 1983. Now, the 1983, even though they have the same mintage of 75,000, they're hard to find. And many believe that the production numbers were a lot less than that. It even says that on the website, allengelhard.com. A lot of the information you're going to get today is from that website, and I'll leave a link at the bottom of this video when I finish. But it is allengelhard.com, A-L-L Engelhard.com. And you'll get the same information I'm giving you. I just condensed it for this video, but this is known to be the lowest mintage one in the set, even though it has published the same mintage numbers, so they may not be totally accurate. But this is the 1983 Engelhard. Now, if you notice, these first 2 years I'm showing you has the big E reverse on it. The reason why I say that, because that's going to come into play in the next year on 1984. So here goes the 1983. Also, it is not only said to have the lowest mintage, but also the highest price when you're buying them or looking from auction sites. I have some numbers I'll give you later on some recent auctions that ended on what these cost. So I will get with you on that in just a second. But this is the 1983. Now you see here, we have the 1984. And you notice I have 2 of them here. The reason why this year they changed the backing of this coin. They changed the reverse. So there's like a type 1 and a type 2 for 1984. We'll flip this one over. You will see it has the Engelhard again, the big E. But then type 2, as we flip it over, you will see it has the eagle. So there was 2 varieties made for 1984. We have the Big E and we have the eagle. Out of the 2, the ones I run into the most are the eagles. The Engelhard on the left is, you don't see as many as the E on the 84 as you do the eagle. So there must be less of the mintage for the 80, the 84 with the Engelhard. Also, one thing I want to let you guys know, that on the website, on allengelhard.com, they say be careful on the E for the 84 because this seems to be prevalent, one of the years that's prevalent of counterfeiting. For some reason, I don't know why, but the 84E on the back has been known to be counterfeited. So keep that in mind when you are buying these. Check the weight, take a magnet with you. There's other tests you can do with it. You can get a gram scale and weigh them and check the weight, make sure the alloys are the correct. But just weigh the coin, use a magnet, and that's a whole nother ball game in determining what is real and what is not. But for this case, just keep that in mind. So when you're shopping, and for Engelhards, when you see an E on the back, just be a little careful and keep your eyes open for this. So I'm going to flip these back. So these are 2 from the 84. Now, when you're looking in a dealer's case and you're shopping for them, and a lot of times they're shown just like this, they're face up, If you see the year 82, 83, you know that they only come with the E back. So the back's already going to look like the E on the back without you even flipping it over, because that's the only design they put on the back. When you get to 84, it's, it could be the eagle or it could be the E. So that's how that 84 is. Now, as we move to 1985, the 1985 is one of the designs or the year that I encounter the most. I see more 85s, even though it has the same mintage figures as the other 3, they're still saying 75,000, but I run into 85s all the time. What a lot of people don't know about the 1985 is there actually is 3 varieties of the 1985, and you hardly hear this talked about, but trust me, I have spent quite a few years on the Engelhard, and there is a difference. I have 2 varieties here in front of you that I'm showing you. The third one I have yet to find, but let me get this coin up there, and I want you to focus on the date of this coin right here. You will see that the date 1985, there is a thin font and there's a thicker font. Same with the USA. Also, if you look at the placement of the date, one coin has it closer to the beaded edge on the right, and the other one is a little bit placed further away. These are 2 varieties of the 1985. Some people call this 1985 the fat date and the thin date. So there is 2 different varieties you're seeing right here. And folks, I picked these, the fat date is less encountered than the thin date or the thin font. The 85 fat date is a little bit more rare than the thin date. And you can find these on eBay. I find them all the time because people do not know what they are selling, what they are auctioning. They're not aware of this variety. And so I was picking them up, the fat date and the thin date, both varieties, all day long on eBay. And so here's an example right here of the 2 different dates. One's thick font and one's a thinner font. So let me try to get a little bit closer so you can see. There you go. You can see the date on the right is much fatter than the date on the left, and it's also closer to the beaded edge, also known as denticles, those little circular patterns right there. You can see the spacing. So these are 2 varieties that you will find. Now, there's more differences between these 2, but this is the main sign that you can tell you got the variety. There is another one that I do not have, and it shows that the water by the panhandler's feet there, or his legs, there's no detail in the water. It's basically blurry. There's hardly any lines. It's smoothed out. I have never seen that variety, but they do have a picture of it at allengelhard.com. They show pictures of all 3 varieties. and they talk about other distinct features of each coin. So I'm just going through here, just showing you the main distinct feature between these two is the placement of the date. And there you go. So when you want to collect a set, make sure you get both varieties of the 1984, the Eagle back and then the E back. And then in 1985, make sure you get the fat date and the thin date. One is closer to the beaded edge and one is not. Okay, so that is the unique thing about the 1985, and it does have the Eagle back. From here on in, for the rest of the set, you're going to see all Eagle backs on these coins. Now, also, there's another unique thing about the 1985. 1985 is the only year they made fractionals. They made a ½ ounce for 85, they made a ¼ ounce, and they made 1/10 of an ounce. Out of the three, the hardest one to find, and is said to have the least amount of mintage, is the ¼ ounce. So I want to tell you something here. This is something you got to keep an eye on. When I was buying these in the beginning, you wouldn't believe the prices I was paying for these. $5 and $10. They're not like that anymore. Somehow people caught on and the price has rose on these. And I'll go over the prices in just a second. But let's look at the fractionals right now. Here goes a 10th ounce. This is a BU 10th ounce right here. And they only did the fractionals for 1985, so keep that in mind. The ¼ ounce, which is an estimated mintage of 25,000, the other two varieties are 50,000. So this is the ¼ ounce, and I have multiples of these. They're 25,000 right here on that ¼ ounce, and then the 10th ounce and a ½ ounce is said to have 50,000. All the 1 ounce rounds are said to have 75,000. Now here goes the ½ ounce. Here goes a ½ ounce right here. Here are extra fractionals that I have. I bought them when I got them because I couldn't believe when I was finding them back in the day, maybe it might have been 4 or 5 years ago, how cheap these are. They're not like that anymore. They actually cost more than the 1 ounce rounds, believe it or not, because the limited mintage makes them very desirable, and people want that limited mintage. So, like I said, it goes a 10th ounce, the 4th ounce, 1/4 ounce, and the 85, the ½ ounce right here. So, like I said, when we go up to here, the 10th ounce is 50,000 minted, the ¼ ounce is 25,000 minted, and the ½ ounce is also 50,000 minted. Very low numbers. As we go over to the 1986, this is not as common as the other ones. This is the 86. There's no varieties that are known for this one as of right now, but I do want to show it to you of having a whole set right here. And here goes the 1987. Now, the unique thing about the 87 is this is the last year that was made to the public, 87. And a lot of people believe the reason why these faded out is because, don't forget, the American Silver Eagles came in 1986. So interest on these were starting to wane a little bit. And so they faded these out. And especially they believe that the 1987 is the second hardest one to find, or the lowest mintage in the set. 83 being the lowest mintage and the hardest one to get, and also the most expensive. And second place would be this 1987. Even though they're all listed at 75,000, it doesn't appear to be totally true, because when you look for them, you'll see abundance of the 85s and the 84s, but not so with the 87s and the 83s. So there's some credence to what people were saying, that these were minted in a lot lower mintage numbers over here. This is, like I said, this is the 1987 right here. So the 83 and the 87 are the two lowest mintage silver prospectors in the set right here. Now, as far as proofs go, we're going to go back over here. in 1982, they made 250 proofs of 82. They made 250 proofs of 83, but they also made 100 proofs of 83 with the eagle on the back. Now, there's two different varieties of proofs of 1983, but not so with the regular round, just with the proof version. The 1983 has two different proof versions. One they made 250 of, and the other they made 100 of. The 100 proofs were with the eagle back. As we go to 1984, there were known as 50 proofs only made for 1984. That's right, folks, only 50 proofs in 1984. As we go to 85, and here we go 85. This is the variety of the 85s I was showing you. Let me turn that around so you have a picture. As we go with the 85s, there was 500 proofs. 86 was also 500 proofs. 87, they did not make proofs in 1987. So the 87 has no proof. Also, when we got back to as I was talking earlier about the 1988 version, they just also didn't make proofs for that year. They only made 100 of them. And like I said, that was for the Summit Band Corporation. That wasn't made for the general public. They didn't make no proofs for that 1988. So we're just concerned with the 82 through 87 because that's the series of these coins right here. Also, what's also collectible about these Engelhard is they have these tubes right here. I'm going to show you right here. Folks, these are plastic tubes. They don't make these anymore. They haven't made them in years. I got mine years ago, believe it or not. I happened to stumble on Amex at the right time, I guess. I didn't know how rare they were when they bought them. I bought 2 of them off of Amex for $9.99, 10 bucks a tube. And the reason why I got it, because I didn't have to worry about putting a label on the tube. I can just see the top of it, and then I can look at the plastic tube without taking the cover off and say, oh, those are my Engelhard Silver Prospectors in there because it has Engelhard on the front. I didn't have to label it, so that's why I bought it, never knowing that these two would be a collector's items today. Now let me give you an example of what I mean by these tubes right here. I did some research on these plastic tubes right here. And these are recent numbers I'm speaking of. March 10th, 2024, so we're just talking a few days ago, an auction ended with one of these plastic tubes empty for $82.99. That's right, $82.99. On March 9th, another auction ended with this tube. It sold for $79.99 plus $4.50 shipping. So now you're looking at, $84.50 for a tube. So we have $82.99, $84.50 just for the plastic tubes. Folks, that's crazy. But that's what people like about Engelhard. It's a well-known brand and people will pay to get this stuff. I'm telling you, you need to go get yourself some Engelhard because it's a short set, but it has great liquidity and people love it. And you have that brand recognition of these coins. Now, I want to show you something else. I want to show you, let me share things about the capsules here. These capsules, a lot of times people get frustrated because they don't know what capsule these coins come in. So I want to show you. Here goes a plastic capsule right here that I have one in right here. These capsules are H39. 39 means 39 millimeters. So if you buy these and you want to get capsules and you don't know what size, it's H39. So you can just go on eBay and just type in H39. 39 stands for millimeters, 39 millimeter capsule, and it will fit these rounds perfectly right here. Where I got my capsules on eBay, I support anybody. I don't care. I'm not out and competing with anybody. I get it off this guy, On Fire Guy. He's on eBay. He has lots of good supplies, excellent packaging, fast shipping, great prices, and that's where I got my capsules. So if you want to get capsules for your Engelhard Silver Rounds, like I said, that's the size you do, H39. Now, I want to go through now a little bit on the prices of these coins right here. I was saying to you earlier that these 83s are the least minted one. Oh, that's an 82. Let me pull up an 83, my bad. This 83 one right here. These sell for a good bit of money, depending on the scratches in the fields, of course, but you'll find them anywhere from $60 to $100 or more just for this one silver round right here. In fact, March 13th, so we're just talking just recently, right? March 13th, 2024, this 1983 silver round, this variety this year, sold for $95 on eBay. $95 for the 83. Now, this one is not in a grade 70, of course. You can see scratches in the field, but I was just happy to find them. I have multiple 83s. This is not my best one. I just use this as an example. But they'll sell anywhere from $60 to $100 depending on the condition. And if you can, fork out the extra money and buy the best condition one that you have, because you have to think about it. You're going to sell these 10, 20, 30 years from now, and you're going to be competing against other sellers. And coins and rounds is all about eye appeal. So you want yours to stand out. You want to add great liquidity to your rounds. So try to get the nicest ones that you can afford. But like I said, March 13th, the 83 Silver Prospector round sold for $95. Also, back to the 1/10 ounce rounds. The 1/10 ounce rounds, March 12th, right? This round sold for $64 plus $2.50 shipping for a 10th ounce round. March 8th, another one sold for $51 plus $3.75 shipping. March 7th, another one sold for $38.41. So I'm just trying to show you this limited mintage numbers on these 1/10 ounce rounds. They cost more a lot of times than more than a 1 ounce round because their mintage figures are so low. Like I say, this 1/10 ounce, they only made 50,000 of these, and that explains why people are paying $64, $38, $51 for a 1/10 ounce round. If I go to a 1/4 ounce round right here, this 1/4 ounce round, March 10th, it sold for $39.95 plus $10 shipping. So now you're looking at someone has 50 bucks tied up into this 1/4 ounce rounds. February 29th, one of these sold for $69.01. These are all recent prices I'm giving you, $69.01. February 27th, $56.55 plus $4.02 shipping. This is all latest figures I'm getting off of eBay. This is all this year, just a few weeks ago. In some cases, just a few days ago for 2024. That's what the 1/4 ounce, like I said, out of the three, remember the 1/4 ounce has the lowest mintage of only 25,000. That's why people are paying good money to get these fractional rounds right here. The 1/2 ounce right here, the 1/2 ounce, March 7th, one sold for $74.99 plus 7 shipping. March 1st, one sold for $83 and $5.25 shipping. February 18th, $95 plus 7 shipping. Once again, if you notice all these high dollar fees for these fractional rounds that are actually costing more than a 1 ounce rounds. And like I said, when I saw them, when I bought them, you wouldn't believe what I paid for them. And this is why we need to stay with silver, because as Andy Schechtman said, it's not to get wealth, it is wealth. It stays up with inflation. The silver is just a wonderful thing. So I'm going to take you, I have a little book here, and I keep track of every coin that I buy, when I bought it, and how much I paid for it. So I want to show you something right here. Let me go to, here goes my book. If you notice, I bought 3 1 ounce Engelhard Prospector rounds from JM Bullion 2019. I paid $20.32 for my 83. That's the one I just showed you recently that sold for $95 on eBay. It was in a capsule and it was in mint condition, and I have them just like that sold. But I only paid $20.32 on July 25th, 2019 from JM Bullion of the 83 Engelhard rounds right here. Let me see what else I have. Here's other ones that I bought right here. I bought 5 1-ounce Engelhard Prospectors at $106.60 for 5, and divide that by 5, only $20 or 20 some dollars, $21, $22 a piece. These are all so much higher right now. Here goes another one on eBay, September 3rd, 1919, $26.99 for a 1983, which now sells for $80, $90 a piece. This stuff keeps going up, folks, and I'm telling you what, stay with it here. Now, let me show you these fractionals, what I bought. Here's 3 Engelhard fractionals I bought. A 1/4 ounce, I paid $5 for. A 1/2 ounce, I paid $10 for. A 1/4 ounce, another 1/4 ounce at $5. So I got them all for $20, all 3 fractional rounds. And look how the price went up on them. Folks, this is awesome, because what I do to get that extra money? Nothing. I just bought it and let it sit in my safe, and prices just keep going up and up on this stuff, and who knows what it's going to be 5 or 10 years from now. You can see I have more prices listed here. And let me see if I have any more prices to show you before we end this video here. Here goes at the top of my next page at 85 1/10 ounce Engelhard. Look at that, folks, $10. $10. So much higher now. My number has quadrupled and higher for these fractionals. Are very desirable, and people pay big money, and the prices are just unbelievable. I'm going to try to see if I see any more fractionals here I can show you. I got some Engelhard. Here goes 1982 3 Engelhards for $70. That's only $23 on something a piece for those 3 Engelhards, much higher. Here goes, now if you notice this, look at this, the 85 1/10 ounce, $28.22. But if you go up here, 2 years earlier, it was only $10. So in a couple years, it was at 20 some dollars. So to show you, in 2 years, was that $28 there and $20? Yeah, so 2 years later, it jumped $18, the price of that 1/10 ounce fractional. I'm just showing you what I paid and what it's going to. So whatever price are you buying today, who knows what it could be years from now. I do want to thank you all for watching. We do have some of these rounds in the store. We do not have all the years and all the fractionals in the store, but you can call Bobby and ask what our inventory is. We do, it's changing all the time, like I said in previous videos. You can call Bobby at this number and ask her what Engelhards you have in stock, what varieties you have, whatever, and I'll probably be at the store. I try to get there most of the time, and I can help you out. But I just want to thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you for listening to me for this long time. I really appreciate you all. Thank you for giving me thumbs up and recommend us to others. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and then comment. I read every comment. I enjoy it. And we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and may God bless. Bye-bye.